Well, hello guys, it's DragonComa, and if you haven't noticed, I've covered this deck up. And first of all, I would love to thank all you people who have been supporting me because now I've finally reached 100 subscribers, and this deck is going to be my 100 subscriber special because this deck is very different. I did not want to spend the money on this deck because although I got the key cards for this deck, I didn't want to spend an extra $40–50 to make it just because I thought it would work. But I brought this to locals, and I'll give you the locals report after that. I did play 4 rounds of Swiss. This is the deck. Let me quickly remove these cards, sleeves with cards in them. And I decided to play a Fire Fist variant, and it did work very, very well. So here we go. 3 Bear. He's just too good not to play at 3, and especially in this book because it does focus a lot on Bear, because Bear is just an out for a lot of things. His 1600 attack is not very what's that word? Impressionable? I don't know, not very showy. It's not very high attack, but it does have a really great effect that complements its secondary effect. So I like it at 3. Usually, though, game 2 I side this one out, but side one of them out, but it's still really good at 3. Gorilla, I no longer have fear of artifacts, so I can play this card more freely, and it still has a really good effect too, so I like this guy. 1 Wolf Arc, obviously, just to do things, and this is more of a Fire Fist centric deck, so therefore I have more Fire Fist-esque monsters in here. But still, that's only 5, but it's kind of big for most Fire Fist-esque variants. So the next archetype I did splash in was Satellarknight Deneb. I pulled this in a pack, so that's why I kind of considered making this. I decided to throw them in, and I did pretty well at the tournament. So I'm playing 1 Deneb. I only need 1 Deneb. It's kind of stupid to play Deneb at 1, in most people's opinion. Most of the people at my locals were questioning me for playing 1 Deneb, saying I was stupid / bold / crazy. But 1 Deneb, you need that search once, and then you can use your triple Altair, so we'll keep recycling Deneb's effect. Like even in the regular Satellarknight build, you would Deneb, Altair, revive next turn with Altair, get another search off, and it's very similar here. You just keep searching out Altairs and keep doing that. So that, and then I decided to play 1 more copy of a Satellarknight, the Sham, because if I was going to use Altair 3 times, I would need to get the 4th search off, and this was the 4th thing to search into, and overall this card helped me win a lot in a lot of games, so I liked it at 1. I just decided this out game 2 though, but it still did very, very well. That is it for the Satellarknight engine. Then I decided to throw in 1 more engine in here to help throw everything together. The Traptrix engine, because Traptrix is just a really good generic engine to run. And I want to cut that down to 2 though, but 3 worked well, and I like 3, so 3 is very, very good. I played 3 trap holes in here, and all 3 of them, the Murmelios really help complement this deck and throw the whole entire deck together, creating a really good synergy. And with that 1 Dio, never drew it during the locals, but it was there if I needed to, and in testing it did do pretty well. So yeah. For the 5 formations, 3 tanky, and now this is a little bit different for most people because people only play 1 of this, but this card was my MVP of the day. I played 2 of this, so therefore even if 1 got MST'd, I had a second one waiting usually. And I was playing against my friend's Geargia deck in round 3, and I always hit his bottomless. I hit his Solemn Warning. And for those who don't know what this does, this card, basically what it does is you activate it by selecting a card, and then that card cannot be flipped in response, and that card cannot be activated as long as this card's on the field. So it's really, really strong. And the nice thing about this deck, though, is that with a Bear and Gorilla, I can remove that at any time. 1 Tensu, because I can create some combos with this, and it's really worth it. I did use Tensu a lot during the tournament, and it did help me win a lot of games, so I kept it in there. 2 Rhoda searches at your Satellarknights. Consistency. This card saved me a lot for protecting my monsters when they came on the field, as well as defensive, especially during my 4th match when I was playing somebody's Photon deck. I had one of these. I was in mid game. I was already down to 2,400 life points. He had a 2,000 beater on board. Set this thing next turn when he attacked, lanced his monster, and my Deneb stayed on board. And then from there, it really helped win the game during that day. So I decided to play 2 of them. 2 MSTs. Vanities is a problem now. You need a main 2. Book of Moon, generically good. For my 3 targets for my Mermelios, 1 Nightmare, 1 Space Time, 1 Bottomless. The one that put in the most work today was Space Time. Space Time was just the MVP of the traps. It just trolled so many people when they tried to bring out a monster. Although I only got it halfway through the tournament, so during my first 2 matchups, I wish I had it. But then that's right. That's why the reason why I lost those. But this card just put in so much work during the tournament, so I liked it. 1 Alpha, I feel like I need to play at least 1, especially if you open the Satellarknight and this. It opens so much advantages, so you need to play at least 1. For my other generic negation, 2 Wiretap, 1 Dark Bribe. And so I decided to throw Dark Bribe in here because people don't really have an answer for this except for the Wiretaps. And this thing just does so well because if they try to activate with Shaddoll Fusion or Darkhold, they just get a draw card and their thing is sent to the graveyard. So overall, really good. I probably would not change this part of the deck. Then for the rest of my one-ofs, D-Prison, Space Issues, probably play 2. 1 Breakthrough, Space Issues as well. Warning, obviously, Torrential, very, very good lineup there. Next, for the side deck, 1 Ryo, never sided it in. 2 Chalices, I was originally maining these, but switched for the MSTs. This was a card theory. It doesn't work as well as I hoped it would, but it did do something. Shaddoll hate, generic hate, Burning Abyss, Shaddoll hate. I could only get one sim, so I had to play the double prohibition to counter that because people were like saying these were costing 5, so I couldn't get my hands on a second one, so I was kind of frustrated. This put in a lot of work against my friend's Gear deck. Never sided this one in, but it was just there if I wanted to. That does it for the side deck. Now for the extra deck, you may think I'm super playing the Alucard, but it was there because I was afraid of Stygian Dirge. Never ran into Stygian Dirge during the tournament, so kind of useless. This thing was the MVP for the extra deck. Brought out my Tensu, made a lot of my combos possible. Never brought this guy out, but he is a win condition if you can. He really does win the game a lot of times. I brought this guy out 3-4 times, and it did really still the game. Ace Stroke because it's good. Brought this guy out twice during the tournament, but he really did put in a lot of work when I did bring him out. Didn't bring this guy out. Brought it out, got creature swapped. Never brought this guy out, never brought this guy out, never brought this guy out, never brought this guy out. Sadly, I bought this guy for 15 and never got to bring this guy out, but it was there. Never brought this guy out. And I'll just say that there was a lot of decks at my locals, and I was unfortunate enough to play 2 rounds of Shaddolls, one of them being a weird Blue Eyes variant, and the other one being a Lightsworn variant, and I had to play Fraser Smith. For those of you who don't know, he's a really good player, one of the previous champions last year at the YCS, I believe. And so those 2 matchups I lost because I didn't have the space time, and the space time would have saved my butt if I had it. Then game 3 I played against my friend's Gear, beat that. Game 4 in my final round because I did not want to match. If I won that one, I would have had 6 points, and then I would have to face against a Gravekeeper or a Dark World player, and I didn't want to face either of those, so I just stopped. So fourth game I was playing against Photons and beat that. So overall, this deck did very, very well, and I think this will be the deck I'm playing next format as long as nothing is hit on this deck, and I may do a giveaway, do this 100 milestone, I'm not sure, but give me a few ideas. I'm not giving away cards per se because cards are too expensive, but thanks again for letting me reach this 100 subscriber mark. It means a lot to me, and I hope you try this deck out. It's really fun, it's very consistent, and see you guys later. This is DragonComa signing out.